not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 354. While you're doing the leg stretching, and if you participate in the leg stretching, that is at your own risk. And the subject of this video is now about the blood system and organ donation. So the title is Blood and Organ Donation. So we're starting with the leg stretching. We're bringing the legs out and the toes up together, not to the outside. And we're going in front. You can do it with a round back and you pull the toes up. If you don't use the hands, have straight back on front and pull the toes. Anyway. Donated blood is used by hospitals to help people with a wide range of injuries and illnesses. Giving blood only takes about an hour to do. You can register to give blood out. For example, for England and Northern Wales, www.blood.co.uk. And England and North Wales. For the rest of Wales, www.welsh-blood.org.uk. And Scotland, www.scotblood.co.uk. Northern Ireland, https://nibts.hscni.net. So NI is Northern Ireland. Blood Transfer Service. .hncni.net. I don't know. Many people in the UK are waiting for organ transplant. Okay, first a thing about blood. Now let's read what I have here. Many people in the UK are waiting for organ transplants. And I don't know if it's organ or organ. We are going to the next exercise. And you can pull it out again. Many people in the United Kingdom are waiting for organ transplants. If you register to be an organ donor, it can make it easier for your family to decide whether to donate your organs when you die. You can register to be an organ donor at www.organdonation.nhs.uk. There's an asterisk, that's oversimplified or wrong. Living people can also donate a kidney. Okay, so blood donations. Donated blood is used by hospitals to help people with a wide range of injuries and illnesses. Giving blood only takes about an hour to do. You can register to give blood at these 4 web addresses. Sometimes people have an injury and then they lose a lot of blood, like a cut, but imagine a big cut or a big accident, and then they lose a lot of blood. And if a body loses 1-2 liters of blood, then the person will die because the blood is transporting the oxygen, and if the person doesn't have enough blood, there's not enough blood delivering oxygen to all the parts, and the brain doesn't get oxygen, and the brain suffocates and the person dies. And if the ambulance and the medical and the doctors acting very fast, then they can stop the bleeding and they can add then a transfusion and they adding the new blood in, so that they have enough new blood, and that they survive. And there are also illnesses where people need new blood. They're changing the leg, and it's still not possible to create blood in a laboratory. So blood is needed to get from humans. So some humans are going there. Then here, giving blood only takes about an hour to do. They are going then there. Then I'm going to talk also a little bit about needles. And they're getting then a needle. I think they're getting in the non-dominant arm in one of the veins, like that one. Like that one there. And then we're getting a needle in. And then a little blood is taken out, just a little bit, so not that you die or something like that. Just a little blood is taken out, and it takes about an hour, maybe an hour is already for plasma or something like that. And you give a little bit of blood, it's just a little bit, and they take that blood and they put it in a refrigerator and they store it. And if someone has an accident or someone has an illness, they can then fast take this blood and give it to someone else, and maybe that person then survives because they have your blood. For you as a person, that's not a great problem. They take only a little bit of blood, and you will then reproduce that blood within a few days or so. You have to do, of course, a few things. You have to be, I think, also in the United Kingdom over 18, and you can't have any diseases. So you can't have AIDS or HIV or so. We're going to the next exercise with calf raiser. We're going with knees into 90-90. We're going with the hands at the knee behind us, and we're leaning in front and going with the shoulder to the knee, which is in front of us. So because we're saying that not everyone can give blood. You have to be healthy and also fit in yourself should not be in the need of blood. There are people with too less blood, and you can't have any diseases. The person getting then your blood should not get disease of you, and your blood is also tested. I'm pretty sure they're doing that. I have it a couple of times. So if you give blood, you probably have to make a formula, and they say that you have no diseases, but you don't have to be afraid to get blood, because the blood which is given is then tested if really that person did not have HIV or so. So the blood is then tested, and then you give a little bit of blood, and you can then hope that the blood maybe saves the person. And that can be done. It takes around an hour. You give a little bit of your blood, and maybe you save a life. And organ transplantations, that is done only after the person has died. And there are many regulations which should make it 100% sure that the person is actually really dead and that it was a completely natural death. And there are regulations that it has to be a regular death, and there should be no open questions and so on, that it's really protected, that the person has really died through natural cause, and then the organs are taken out. So many people in the UK are waiting for organ transplants. So there are many people who have non-working organs permanently. And we are both a knee behind and a knee in front. There are many people who need an organ transplantation over months. And they need it quite fast, because so long can people not die without them. They need the machines to do it instead of that, and they are living a very tough life. And there exists the medical option to give an organ into the human body in a hospital by surgeons. And we need organs. Again, like with blood, we are not yet able as humans to create these organs. So we need other humans donating their organs after they have died. So when we are living, they are then going to this web address, for example, www.organdonations.nhs.uk, where we can read if they are old enough, if we can do it all, and then they're signing that after they had died and after doctors and medical persons have checked that they're really dead and they don't need the organs anymore, then if that person has agreed and said, yes, you can take my organ, then they taking the organs and transplanting them to another person in. And if it works, that's always a bit difficult. We come not to the 90-90 again, being just in front. And if it works and the organ is accepted by the other body, because you can't just take an organ into another body, if it works, the other person then has your organ, and your organ is doing their work. So heart, for example, can be transplanted. So a person can die through natural causes, and the doctors, multiple doctors, are checking very carefully that the person is actually dead. And then, if you have agreed to do that, then they're taking your heart and putting it another person in, and that heart then hopefully starts to beat there again, is accepted by the body, and delivers them blood through the body of another person, and another person can now live more or less, hopefully almost normal life. And there are other organs that can be also donated, and one big exceptions, and they're telling that here. No, I wouldn't tell it, because now people maybe be a bit confused if a person is dead or living. The kidney can be transplanted also if the person is alive, because people have two kidneys, and humans need only one kidney. So like people have two arms, technically people have two kidneys. And we come on to the pigeon post. The kidney is here. Half underneath the kidney. There's the kidney and there's the other one. So people have two. And now the pigeon post, only if you already know how to do it. So people have two kidneys, and that is why it's okay to remove one kidney. The kidney is filtering basically the human body of things which should not be there. And humans have two. That is the great exception. So one of the kidneys can be taken out while the person is still alive. A person who does not have a kidney has to make this filtering process with a machine. So the people are going to a machine, and they then get every day a needle into the arm, and all the blood is taken out of the body into the machine, where a machine is filtering it, and then the blood comes back again. And so that not people have to be every day for hours at a machine, they then hopefully get a kidney from another person, and that kidney then in the human body starts to do the job again. That's the big exception for the kidney. There are two in the human body. Humans need technically only one. So that is the only organ, I think the only organ more or less, which can be donated while the person is still living. By all the other organs, the heart, the lungs, and so on, the person is dead, and it's really made sure that the person is dead, and they're probably writing that also very in detail on this website or where that is then signed. So if a person wants to do that, they can then say that they don't need the organs after they are dead and they are okay that they are taken out. Then if a person has died through a natural cause, then it will be made really sure that the person really died through a natural cause, so that there was no foul play and someone did something else. It will be made sure, hopefully, that the person has died completely naturally. It will be made sure that the person has really died. When we looked, if a person has said it's okay to take that or that organ, you don't have to give all. You can also say, I want only that organ. I want to keep my heart when I'm buried or so. But some organs can be taken out. That or that, I don't need that organ or that organ. When we're taking it out, and then very fast we're trying to get it to another person, because the organ is basically a living thing. And it should then very fast into another person. The other person which needs a heart gets the heart one very fast. And when they're getting also a lot of medications and so on, that the heart is accepted, because it's something strange for the human body. It's not the same heart. And when the heart maybe starts to beat again in the new person, and the body accepts it, and the person has now a beating heart or a new kidney, and they don't have to go every day to a machine and have for hours a needle in the arm, which takes the blood out and again in, and maybe the kidney or the heart works then. So it is organ donation that can be done in the United Kingdom if people want to do it. That was it. If you're just here for other ways to volunteer, maybe we're going to ask it on the page if you want to donate some money for some starving children or so. So other ways to volunteer is the next chapter. If you're just here for that, then you can go directly to the next part. Otherwise, we will surely find something we can do in the time while we're stretching the legs. We are going to the other side. That's 1990, and we're going in front. We wanted to learn the gardens, and we had the first I didn't pay attention. Kew Gardens, and the next one is Ben Sissinghurst. Kew Gardens, that sounds like a key, so it's one with a key to unlock. It's a garden with a metal gate, and the key to unlock, and that's Kew Garden. And Sissinghurst. Kew Garden and Sissinghurst. And then what we wanted to remember now was the first thing. So in the mid-19th century, we're going to the page because only know already how to do it. In the mid-19th century, the medieval Gothic style had a revival. And for example, the House of Parliament of the St. Pancras Station were built in this revival Gothic style, and also the city halls of Manchester and Sheffield were built in this revival style. If we go now on, we will forget it, what we had. So we're leaving it here lying. Where were we? Yes, Waishiki, 14th April. 14th February is Valentine's Day. So Waishiki is 14th April. It's celebrated by Sikh, the founding of a Sikh community known as culture. It's done with dancing, parading, and singing. I think we know the other ones. Yes, Mother's Day or Mothering Day, third Sunday, the Sunday 3 weeks before, third Sunday before Easter, and Father's Day, third Sunday in June. Bonfire, 5th November, Halloween, 31st October, Remembrance Day, 11th. I think we have it all. Hogmanay in Scotland. Yes, we are not just sure about all the medallions for sport, for the athletes. Let's make that here. No, let's not make that. Golf, a major in St. Andrews. And rugby, football, horse racing, we had it all. Tennis, okay, tennis. Evolved in the 19th century, first tennis club in Leamington Spa, 1872. So first tennis club, 1872. And Wimbledon championships take place each year at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Cup. All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Cup. Was the name changed or is it the same name since 150 years? All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. It's the oldest tennis tournament, the championship, but not the name of the tennis club. And it's the only Grand Slam on grass. There are only 4. We are doing the last exercise. And we're having the feet together. But having a lawn tennis court is very difficult. I thank you very much, and until next time.